Hello everybody and welcome to the very first race of the Pokemon Truck Series. Today we're here at Daytona International Speedway for the running of the Coca-Cola Firecracker 250. I know that race is reserved for the Xfinity race at Daytona, but I decided to put that name into the truck race because it sounded better than Next Era Energy Resources 250, which was the real truck race name here at Daytona, but that didn't sound right, so we're going to make this, Coca-Cola Firecracker really is fitting because it will kick off the celebration we are about to have for these three series to run here on P2 London. The very first race of either three series today, and now it's the Pokemon Truck Series and their first race, and then we'll have the first race from the Pokemon X Series. And it all leads up to Season 31's Daytona 500 for the Pokemon Cup Series. But first, let's have some truck racing here at Daytona, and let's take a look at the starting lineup. We're not going to go through every name in the starting lineup, but we will go through the pole setter, and that's the 99 of Joshua Andrews. And some notable drivers. All drivers we're going to note were former Pokemon Cup Series competitors that made their way into the Truck Series. Gabriel Wanderley in the number 27 is one of those drivers. Another one I should say is, Cullen Francis in the number 8 is another former driver. Morgan McPherson in the 88 as well. So a couple former Cup drivers in the Truck Series. The rest are rookies, all trying to make a name for themselves here on the 3 series. Maybe even get promoted to the X Series next year. Who knows? Pace car is rolling. Pace truck, is rolling. And that means we're about to get underway in racing. Just 10 laps here at Daytona. Just 10 laps in Daytona. We'll have longer races as we go on. This is just the Truck Series. It's just the beginning of the journey that these drivers will take on the way to competing into the big series. Here we go. Pace car comes down in this 10-lap showdown in Daytona to kick off the Pokemon Truck Series. And the green flag is in the air in the Coca-Cola Firecracker 250. Three-wide battle to start things off. And if you hadn't noticed already, we're using the Daytona Rising version of the track. Just so if you were about to ask, just so if some people were asking which Daytona version we're using, it's the it's the Daytona Rising version with the new design, the new front light, the new backstretch, the new seating. So it looks much better and cleaner. And now they're crashing in the back. There's a crash in the back. The caution's out. Francis Hayes is your leader. Robbie Smart, I believe, spun out. And it all started right here. Wow. Big crash here. The 7, it was Chip McDowell in a crash with the number 12. 17, John Hunt is in there. And so is 32, I should say, Robbie Smart. Ryan Raver, I believe, got some damage. Chase Marks was there. Some names you'll probably be hearing a couple times this season. And this is the wreck here. 52 is the one that spun. James Saunders. That's Logan Bradley in that truck. And this is where the wreck began exactly. Both the Red Horse cars were taken out on that wreck, along with others drivers as well. The 29 got involved too. 51 had some damage as well. Couple cars spin. There's J.R. McGregor involved as well. Francis Hayes was going to pull away. He was going to pull away from everybody in Daytona, something you rarely see at a track like this. But then, of course, the crashes happened. And just so you know, we will have overtime in every race if there's a need for it. 2 laps to decide who wins the race if the race would normally end under caution in all three series. Green flag is back in the air with 5 to go. Man, these guys are like, wow, struggling. All trying to get used to their new rides. And you can see these guys are not normally what you would see in a Pokemon Cup Series race. And why are they going down below the yellow line? That's so weird. I don't know if the AI is doing it or it's probably them doing it. But still, it's pretty weird. Hopefully they don't crash, because if there's another crash, this race will go into overtime. And these guys don't want another crash to happen, because that would not be good. They would have to face off in a 2-lap showdown. And now with 4 to go, here comes Tommy Tang for the lead, trying to take it from Francis Hayes. And they're 3 wide for 3rd place. We saw 4 wide earlier, and you know how that turned out. We all know how that turned out. And now Gustavo Rocha is the leader. Race continues. Stephen Walker gonna go in front right now. The 4 car of Stephen Walker in the middle. Now here comes Stephanie Eriks. The GMS 23 truck. Can she win it for the team? This is what you expect. You'd expect racing to be like at Daytona. But hopefully we don't get a crash before the white flag, though. We still have overtime, but still, Stephanie Eriks obviously does not want to see another yellow. A little bit of breathing room while these guys battle 3 wide. Kyle Hunter is now 2nd and trying to catch the 23. Here comes Gabriel Wanderlei, trying to become the first former Cup driver to win a truck race, and maybe on the very first try. Trying to use his Cup experience to his advantage, and now in 2nd place, going to go for the race lead with 2 laps to go. Down to these 2 for now. They're getting real tight there with 2 to go. The back of the pack getting very tight. Trying to hang on. Oh boy, we might see a crash again. Either on this lap or the next. Here we go, Wanderlei leading. Here comes Tommy Tang. We're for the race lead. Almost 4 wide for 3rd place. White flag coming out. Next time by, couple cars out of gas. They're pitting. They couldn't make the distance. White flag in the air. Wanderlei trying to take the lead. The question is, are they going to have enough fuel? Sean Kennedy trying to get the win. 3 wide. Stephen Yepes drafting. Stephen Walker, I should say, is drafting the 28. Can he make a move? Here we go. Down to the bottom. 2 turns. Here comes 2 turns left. Will Tang challenge the 28? Here we go to the final corner. Who's going to be the first ever Truck Series winner? To the line, Sean Kennedy. He's going to win for FDNY Weight Racing, the first ever winner in the Pokemon Truck Series. And it's the 28. A couple cars pinning, but the 28 of Sean Kennedy is your very first Pokemon Truck winner at Daytona. What a finish. Tommy Tang tried to pass the 28, but he didn't have enough time. He's just stuck him on the bottom and just couldn't make the move. But Sean Kennedy for FDNY Racing, the first winner in the Pokemon Truck Series here at Daytona. A great race. Cars were coming down pit road at the end. They didn't make it. Most of them didn't make it to the stripe without having to pit. So that was really, really intense there. So there we go. Truck Series Race 1 is in the books. Look at how many cars retired, all because they ran out of gas. At least we didn't have another caution, and that would have forced overtime, but still, a lot of cars are retired because they had a pit at the very last lap. But Sean Kennedy saves fuel and wins. And the 28 car, Tommy Tang, Stephanie Eriks, Joe Jefferson, and Stephen Walker make up the top 5. And here are the rest of the results. There you see the other 2 names. One name is missing. I realize, wow, I have to go back and see who was missing because there were supposed to be 30 cars in the field, and one of them did not get going. That is so weird. I didn't even notice that until right now. Oh, it was Macron Azazo. Macron Azazo did not get going at the start of the race. This was his car. He was going to start dead last anyway, but to make matters worse, his car just wouldn't start. His car just had a problem. He never got back on track, and wow. What happened? It's like something might have broken. Something might have been broken before we started the race. So Macarena Zaza was a lone driver that did not get going. Like I said, there was supposed to be 30 cars in the field, but Azazo could not get going in time. Wow. What a shame. But anyway, well, hope you enjoyed this Pokemon truck race from Daytona. We will have the Pokemon X race up next from Daytona as well, and yeah, all these series will start at Daytona. So I hope you'll join us for the X Series race here at the Daytona National Speedway, and let's join Tommy Tang Sean Kennedy, I should say, in victory lane. Sean Kennedy, your first ever winner in the Pokemon Truck Series. We will see you at the X Series race at Daytona.